to invest in the future. We created this foundation that were administering, I had the problem was fantastic. We were finishing the year always with more money than we expected. And there's not many guys who had that luck in their life. So, but what the hell to do with it? To return it to the treasury in one block, we could not do anything with it, so we created this board. We put the money there. It was administered for outsiders, arm's length from the government. Sometimes I felt too long, the length. But it did work. And we had the Millennium Scholarship Program, for example. They had a reception one time in Montreal where they invited me, and they had all these people. They had a book signed by thousands and thousands of them who had signed, telling in that book the difference that this program had made. And it was decided in that context, investing in the future. People were calling me, talking to me about building this and building that and so on. What happened in Great Britain, they have a big monument for that thing and they don't know 10 years later what the hell to do with it. It costs a lot of money. Here we invested in the brain of the young Canadians. And this is that part of my administration and of my government that I'm the most proud of. Nobody talks about it. And there is no votes in that. When we balanced the book, I said, there was two sectors that we helped. One was the arts, and the other one was science. So there was no vote for me there. Because the artists in my province are almost all Péquistes. And in Toronto, they're all NDP. So there was no benefit, but to do the right thing was the spirit we were working with. So I just want to pay tribute to an example of a man who dedicated his life to public life. I'm sure that he had a lot of fun, a lot of satisfaction, but the country benefited from him. He came from Cape Breton, of all places. It's almost more rural than Shawinigan. But he came, I thought there was only two guys coming from them, McCacken and Dingwall, but no, there was a third one. And he came here and he had a career that was fantastic. And I want to say thank you. Merci. C'est parce que nous avons des femmes et des hommes comme lui, et comme les nombreux que je connais ici, avec qui j'ai eu le privilège de travailler toute ma vie. I'm telling you, there is not a dozen of bureaucrats older than 30 years, older than 30 years, who have not worked for me in one way or the other. In Indian affairs, in national revenue, in finance, in trade and commerce, and energy, mine and resources, justice. When there was a big pile of problem, Trudeau will always say, Jean, take the shovel. And so I had to go everywhere, and I met you. And you all did the work well. Of course, you were not always happy with me, and I was not very happy with you sometimes. But one was telling me my memos were very long to you when they were back. There was only, OK, j'y sais. Point d'interrogation, that's trouble. And that's the way I worked. And I just tell you that if I had a great career, a lot of success at times, but a lot of satisfaction, is because I worked with this woman and this man who came to Ottawa at well paid, but not like a banker, and served the country very well. And I'm traveling all the time, and I know the problems of everybody. And I always said to them, as prime minister or minister, I always said it was the easiest job of any people in political arena than to be a political leader in Canada, for one good reason. is because we have the best public service to serve us. Merci beaucoup. Thank you very much. Félicitations et bonne chance.